Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm back with a brand new speed build, this time doing something rather large and kind of prestigious. I'm also going to be announcing the winner of the Get Famous expansion pack. So this is Mottram Manor House. It's a 5-bed, 5-bathroom house set on a 50 by 40 lot in Del Sol Valley, and it comes in at an eye-watering 554,000 simoleons. So this is definitely not a cheap build. It wasn't using restricted packs and it obviously wasn't done to a budget. So I basically was having a little look around Del Sol Valley and I was having a look at the different lots, and I decided that I was going to build on this particular lot. Now, a lot of the time when I come to build, I quite like to build a house that kind of blends in with the scenery. So if there's a particular style around the lot, I'll kind of like to do a house that complements where it's placed. So this one was placed in a very kind of elegant lot, and as you can see on the outside, it has all of these really fancy walls and it looks really beautiful. And again, being one of the lots at the very top of this world, it's one of the kind of very expensive lots. So I wanted to build a very posh style mansion, and you've probably seen quite a few of these popping up now across your YouTube feeds because we've got so much kind of furniture that really goes with this particular style. So I thought I would get stuck in, and I've not actually done this particular style of house for a very long time, and I can't even remember the last one that I did. So it was actually a lot of fun to sort of play around with this particular style and obviously use lots and lots of the new items from the Get Famous expansion. But before I go any more into that, I just want to say a massive thank you for everybody that entered for a copy of the Get Famous expansion. I can reveal that nearly 1,500 people uniquely commented on the video, and I used the external website, and I can tell you that the winner of the Get Famous expansion is Ana Nimity. So I've actually contacted Anna via her comment on YouTube, so I just want to say a massive congratulations to Anna, and also thank you so much for entering. I do want to say as well that I will be doing future giveaways, and I will be having another giveaway coming up very soon, so keep your eyes posted for that. It's always one of these bittersweet moments, and I always mention this in every single giveaway that I do because I always find it really difficult, because I really wish that I could give a copy to each and every one of you, but obviously, you know, that's just not possible. So that's why I always use an external website just to pick a random winner, because then I just feel like at least everyone's got some form of chance, even if at 1,500 it's a bit like winning the lottery. So I just want to say thank you so much to everybody that entered, and also a massive hello to everybody that's new to the channel as well. Just want to give you a big warm welcome. So just coming back to the build, I wanted to build something that was very kind of rich and luxurious, and I also wanted to use all of these windows and doors that came with the new expansion, because I've basically been sifting through all of the build items that came with Get Famous, and slowly but surely I'm kind of utilising every single one of them and trying to build something that will fit each of those items in. So I decided to go all out with these particular windows and use every single shape and size that I could, and kind of incorporate it into this build. Now, I don't know what it was with this particular lot, but it kind of felt really small, and it's actually a 50 by 40 lot, so it's not small at all. So I don't even know, it was kind of like an illusion. And I was going to go ahead and add some terrain tools in as well, but in the end I thought, you know what, I'm just going to leave it, and I'm just going to raise this house up and make quite a tall foundation instead. So that's about as far as terrain tools featured in this particular build. But in all honesty, I think with a lot of these styles of manor houses, I think a lot of them are on very flat ground, so I didn't really feel the need to sort of use them in this particular build. So this particular build actually only took me just over 4 hours to do from start to finish, which is actually really fast for me. That's probably incredibly slow to some of those pro builders out there, aka like Thomas TV. But for me, that was quite fast. And I put it down solely to the style of the build. Obviously, it's just a square box, really, or a rectangular box. And it was just very, very easy to build. And as you will have seen at the beginning, I literally did one side of the house and duplicated it, I think, pretty much 4 times, and the house was built. So a lot of what I'm doing at the moment is literally just adding a lot of detail into the outside of the build. So I wanted to kind of really feature as many of the Get Famous build items again as I could, and really just kind of play around with everything that we've got that was new, because if anything's new, then it's always really fun to use it. But I think my absolute favourite bit about this build is probably the little round balconies. A little bit later on around the side of the house, I created 2 sort of smaller balconies on the ground floor, but I then duplicated them and made kind of like a little balcony on the first floor up, not the second floor, the first one. And it just looked really pretty. I really kind of like round sort of balconies, and I really wish that we could create round rooms as well. Listen at me, we've just got new content and I already want more. So a lot of the landscaping for this build was just very, very simple. I just wanted to do something that was very manicured, nothing that was really overly fussy or busy. It still is really full, you know, I literally couldn't fit really much else in, but I just wanted to do this very manicured look, because obviously in a house this grand, it's bound to have a very manicured and beautiful sort of landscaping to its grounds. So I have to say, I'm really, really enjoying this expansion so far. And if I'm honest, I didn't think I would, but I kind of felt like this pack, when it was announced, felt very sort of gameplay related. You know, it was all about getting famous and all about sort of the careers and things like that. And I didn't really think there would be as much to sort of the build mode items as there has been. And I have actually been really pleasantly surprised. And I think that, you know, a lot of the items that have come out are just absolutely fantastic and really versatile. And the other thing that I really like as well is the fact that they didn't just bring out one style. I mean, they could have easily gone ahead and done, you know, just the kind of luxurious furniture style for this pack, but they didn't. They added in sort of like the old fashioned, what I call Austin Powers era type furniture as well. And I just thought it was really, really nice. You know, it's given us builders a lot in this pack as well as just the people that actually play the game. But this weekend I did go ahead and I continued on. I've got kind of like a let's play family. It was a family that I started from scratch and I built them up, and I'm actually on the 2nd generation now. And in the 2nd generation, the 1st generation mum had 2 girls, and one of them I moved to Windenburg, and I decided to take the other one and move her actually over to San Myshuno. So she was in an apartment and she's taken up the acting career, and it's been so much fun. I must admit I was a bit confused at first, because the whole career is a little bit different from what we've had in the past. It's not just a case of it gets to 9 o'clock and your sim disappears off to work. There's a lot of thought being gone into this career, and you kind of have these points, fame points, that you can spend as well on different types of options. It's a little bit kind of like how the vampires are laid out, where you have, you know, multiple options that you can pick by accruing points. So I had to get my head around it a little bit, but I must admit it's been a lot of fun. I've really, really enjoyed it. I don't really often get a lot of time to sort of play the actual game. I think I spend that much time building, and whenever I do kind of play, I always feel like I should really be building. So I actually I thought, no, I'm just going to have, you know, a little bit of time to really explore this pack, because I always think that gameplay as a builder is just as important, really, because it kind of gives you a bit more of an understanding on how to build sort of in the best way for the Sims. I am completely rambling at this point, but anyway. I really, really enjoyed it. And so she's well into the acting career now. I think she's just less than a B-list celebrity. I've been working on my fame and obviously building up the money. I also use the new Slablet, I think it's called, where you can do your painting on a tablet. oh my gosh, that's so good. Like, you paint so much faster on that. It's a really, really good way to make money. And I really love that feature as well, because you can literally visit anywhere in the world and have it in your inventory and just get it out and do like a paint from reference picture. So you can actually, you know, make some really good pictures for your home and stuff through that as well. So I really like that. That was like a bonus as well. So you'll have to let me know if you've got Get Famous already, what you think about the expansion. I know that I'm enjoying it so far, and I think I'd have enjoyed it just off the build mode items alone, and I had no idea what was coming, if I'm honest, because I'm not really one for spoilers, you know, like I don't really like looking at what's going to come in a future expansion. I'd rather just kind of explore it all myself. So I think that's what added to the excitement as well. But yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. But I'm just moving on to the interior at the moment, and this is obviously the kitchen. On the inside of this build, I wanted it to kind of really reflect the outside, just be very prestigious, just using a lot of those new items from Get Famous that were all really rich and plush. So I would say there was lots of cool tones sort of used throughout this house, like blacks, whites and greys, and I was really going for that sort of classic style look, just trying to reflect the outside really and bring it to the inside and make it kind of look a little bit sort of Victorian, or I don't really know what the era is, if I'm honest, but just kind of going with that very classic look. So this kitchen, as you can see, is very black and white, and it's actually a lot different from what I usually do. I'd say a lot of the kitchens that I do tend to be very warm, you know, lots of browns and yellows and greens and things like that. So it was quite nice to do something a little bit different, and I've said this many times before, but I think when you're building for a specific style of house, it does actually make the whole process a lot easier. Now, before anybody goes mad, because I always get shouted at for this, but there is actually a fridge in that kitchen. It was just on the back wall, so it has been added in and I've not missed it. So I'm just moving on to the main reception room now, and decided again to go with these kind of like black and grey and white cool kind of tones. In the downstairs of this build, we've got one large reception room, a study area, a kitchen, a separate dining room and 2 bathrooms. Now I'd say each of the rooms were really quite big, but the floor plan in this build is very symmetrical as well. So a lot of the upstairs and downstairs are kind of fairly similar in sort of room sizes. And I must admit, even though this is a huge house, it didn't actually feel really huge. I think I could comfortably play in this house and not feel like I was getting too lost in the build. So I'd say a lot of the style of this build was just about kind of experimenting with different colour swatches. The furniture comes in some very interesting swatches. Some of them are neutral, and I think I've only really featured kind of like the neutral whites and the black so far, but some of them are really, really loud. So you could actually create some crazy, crazy interiors with these particular items. So the only thing that I didn't include in this particular build was the bathrooms, and that's because each of the bathrooms are actually exactly the same size and they're just duplicates of one another. So what I did was I spent a lot of time creating one of the particular bathrooms, and then I literally just duplicated each one of them 5 times over. So that saved me a lot of time, and then I just literally changed up a couple of the items to kind of give them a little bit of a different look. So the bathrooms are a really good size in this build, but I did think it was quite important having kind of 5 bedrooms to have a lot of bathrooms as well, so they took up a fair bit of space within this build. But this is actually one of the warmer styles of rooms, which is the study area, and I just wanted to use these little bookcases, and I think they're so pretty. They just look really, really beautiful, and I like the way they're already filled with junk, because one of the things I hate doing the most is placing like the junk items on surfaces, because it's just very time consuming and sort of finicky. I wish there was a quicker way to be able to do it, but I don't think that's anything that will ever be implemented. So I was really happy that those bookcases came with like some nice pretty pictures and stuff on the shelves. But I'm just moving on to the upstairs now, and there are 5 bedrooms. Now, with the style of this house, I didn't go ahead and create any kids' bedrooms or anything like that. They're all very sort of generic double bedrooms. I think there's one single bedroom as well, which is just like a small single blue sort of themed bedroom, but a lot of them are double bedrooms, and again, just playing around with the different swatches of the furniture that came and just creating some different styles. So if you did want to go ahead and download this build, you could literally customize it however you liked. It's just got a lot of the sort of basic things each bedroom needs. But this furniture costs an absolute fortune, and I know it's designed to be that way, but it's literally going to take me forever to afford this, I think. But I'm quite interested to see how much money the acting career can actually pull in, because I think at the moment, I think every couple of days she gets a job where she can go and film a commercial or kind of like a sort of episode of something, and she's getting quite a good amount from that already, and she's not even a B-list celebrity yet. So I've got a feeling that the acting career is going to pay really quite well on the higher end as well. Well, I'm hoping so, otherwise I'm never going to afford this house. But like I said before, I didn't really spoil myself with any kind of spoilers with Get Famous. I just wanted to sort of play it myself and discover everything myself. So far, I've no idea what I'm going to eventually earn. But I know with the slablet, I've managed to get my kind of art skill right up to 10. So she's making a fair bit of money in her spare time off that as well. So fingers crossed, it shouldn't take too long. So I really hope you've all had a lovely weekend and you're enjoying Get Famous so far, if you're lucky enough to have got it. I will be doing future giveaways as well, so keep your eyes peeled for those. I'll have another big giveaway coming very, very soon as well to celebrate a major milestone. So, keep your eyes peeled for that. If I can ever give back in any way, then of course I'm going to do that at any opportunity I get. But a massive congratulations again to Ana Nimity. I'm over the moon for you, and I hope you enjoy it just as much as I have so far. But I hope you all have a fantastic week, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed, it would be awesome to have you on board. But take care, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.